what he said in his press conferences before the game. Because I thought, you're playing a dangerous game here. These players have been playing like this for a long time. It's not been like just the World Cup. They've been playing for a long time. The Euros, it's been for a long time. And for him to come in and think it was going to be free-flowing, all the fear was going to go out the game. He hasn't played for England before, Tuchel. He hasn't played. He doesn't know what it's like to play for England on the national team. And it's different. And I just thought it was a bit naive for him to come out and say that. I mean, I know Tim, managed at the top level. I just thought I just thought it was a bit weird him saying that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you understand. You're putting yourself on offer by
but
so everyone thought it was going to be full-out attack, leaving two at the back. They never had a striker up front, but we still had four across the back. Pushing forward at times. I thought it was a no-win situation for him. The only thing you have to do is win the game, and you're always going to win the game. We know I can think back to God knows how many managers. We always get the job done in qualification. He's going to get judged when he's in the World Cup, so you can't really criticise him, and you can't give him too much praise. The only person we can give praise to is Lewis-Skelly, and I think Dan Burn. It's their first games, and I thought they'd done very well. But it's hard not to do well in that environment last night because. Just outclassed, wasn't they?
Yeah, we'll talk about Lewis-Skelly and Byrne and others in just a second. But, I mean, as you mentioned, Mert, he talked about his team wanting to reflect the Premier League, didn't he? And more attacking, more direct, intense, physical. Clinton, did you see that last night, albeit against the team that was coming to Wembley just to try and get away with a nil?
Yeah, but it's hard, Jules. When Albania is sitting literally, no striker was in against the four centre-halves. Tim's right. And then I'm thinking, four defenders, sorry. I'm thinking Carl Walker pushed forward, Lewis-Skelly. Eventually they got it because the fullbacks did push forward, and that's how the youngster Skelly scores his goal because Marcus Rashford comes inside, he runs in behind, and it's a great pass from Bellingham. For me, it just felt like the same old England, which I watch a lot of the times. It's going to be difficult. And as you say, you can't judge him on games like this. Judge him when he goes to the World Cup. You expect England to qualify. The group they're in, you expect it. England are far superior to a lot of the countries, have a lot of talented individuals. So, yeah, he was a bit critical of the wide men as well, Marcus Rashford and Phil Foden. And he's going to be that type of manager. He's not scared to come out and say stuff. He wants his wingers to stay wide. But I know what it's difficult for the likes of Foden and Rashford because when you stay wide and you're not getting on the ball, initially you want to come inside. Jack Grealish is like that. Jack wants to come in and you want to feel the ball. You don't want to hug the touchline. So it's difficult and it's so hard because the fullback marks you and then you're thinking, can I take the fullback in here and enable space for my fullback to go around and get the goal? But it's difficult and it was hard for them. But Albania made it difficult. And England have that challenge all the time. Whenever country they'll play, the country will sit back. I will judge them more when they play against a team who goes and attacks England.
The problem I have with it as well is with Tuchel, he's saying, I want to play, pressing, I want to play the Premier League way, high tempo. We're going to go play in the World Cup in a country where it's going to be hot. And some of the places the humidity is going to be unbearable in some places. I would have gone the other way now and I'd have gone, right, I've watched England play enough times. We don't keep the ball long enough. We need to start keeping the ball and being a bit patient. And I think then, I know this might sound a bit but to sort of, for the England crowd, the Wembley crowd, to get on our side, if you know what I mean. I think sometimes we play a game with England, and I've been to England a lot of times watching England play at Wembley, and they're passing it around the back, and the fans are going mad. Get the ball forward, and then we panic and we pass the ball and we lose it quickly. I think we've got to be more patient, because if we're not patient, we have no chance in the World Cup, because we won't keep the ball, and we never kept the ball in the Euros, and it will be boiling hot in some of these places, so hot. If we haven't got the ball, we're just going to get...
So you say educate them now?
Educate, yeah. And I don't mean just be patient.
Just get them used to it.
So England fans need a rethink then?
I think so. I think, because don't forget, where Wembley Stadium is a lot different. We've got a lot of Northern fans coming down. We've got to travel a long way. They're travelling 4 hours, 5 hours, which is a joke, really. And they're coming. They want to see action. They don't want to see patient build-up, win 1-0. They want to see action. And that's what they're getting watching their teams play every week. That's why we love the Premier League. It's 1 minute there's a corner at that end, 30 seconds later there's a shot up that end. And that's why it goes all around the world. But we need to start changing our game, England, and being more patient and keeping the ball at the back and being patient. We get to a certain thing and we think, we've got to do something different now. We've got to do it quickly and we lose the ball. And these other countries, whoever they are, not so much in our group, but lesser countries now are so much more comfortable on the ball. So much more comfortable. And you've got to pick and choose when you do go and close down, because even the centre-halves at Albania and whoever and places like that, they can play now. They can play. And that's, for me, that would be the case for me. They've got to be patient and change the way they play, not go to a Premier League way.
What do you think, Michael? What did you think from what you saw?
Yeah, no, I echo what the guys say, but I never ever thought it was going to be easy against Albania yesterday. I never think it's easy, and very rarely do we go and score 5, 6, 7 against teams in our own backyard. And probably the fans expect to, because we look at the Premier League, we look at the players that we've got on paper, exceptional, incredible. We look what we've done in Euros with Gareth Southgate. We're always critical, we always want more, and we expected more goals last night. I didn't, and it was going to be tough. I'm with the guys, you have to be patient. We see Spain do it, they tire the opposition down. England gets so much credit, and teams come and sit, and it's how do we break them down, and then it's a great ball by Bellingham for Lewis-Skelly. Magnificent, but there's a right moment and right time where you have to run in behind, you need runners. And if the ball isn't on, and times you have to take risk. We were speaking, weren't we, about Bellingham, he gets on the ball, he plays with a freedom because he has that arrogance and quality in a good way to go and express himself and make mistakes. He's earned it, of course he has. He plays for Real Madrid and won everything. So you earn that to give the ball away, and he doesn't worry what criticism he gets from the fans and scrutiny you're going to be under. But this isn't going to be a quick fix. It's going to be very similar for me, what Gareth Southgate did. And I was a huge admirer of him. I really, really was. And I was. And you look what he did, and people say, he never won anything. Well, let's hope we're as close
he's under
in
no
12
illusions,
months, in 18 months' time.
He's under no illusions. He's a really straight-talking manager. Yeah. You saw that after the game. But even now, he knows. I think he made a mistake by coming out. It's going to say it's free-flowing. You know, it's never going to be like that because they're going to pack the defence. They want everyone in their box defending it. It's hard to move it quick. It's hard to make forward runs when there's no space in behind. He will get judged on if we win the World Cup. If we do not win the World Cup, he's fouled. Simple as that. He knows that. We've been to finals. We've been to semi-finals. And you get patted on the back. But everyone felt like it was a failure. You know, I think Gareth Southgate took us a long way. Now people expect a challenge and expect to win the World Cup. If he doesn't win, he will have failed us.
Let's pick out a couple of names from last night, and you've already mentioned him. Myles Lewis-Skelly, Merce, a goal less than 20 minutes into his England debut. And today marks 6 months to the day that he made his Arsenal debut. 6 months, Merce. This lad is 18. Yeah. And how confident did he look last night? What he's doing, just how impressive is it?
Yeah, it's very hard to explain. It is very hard to explain. To be 18 and play at the top level, where you're playing at Arsenal, where you're playing under severe pressure every week. You know, you have to win every week. No disrespect to some of the teams in the Premier League. If they win, they win. If they don't. But you're there, you've got to win week in, week out. This lad, and I think you hit the nail on the head, confidence. Confidence comes in. I heard Harry Kane saying, you know, come in. He was a confident lad. You know, not Jack the lad, a confident lad on the ball and things like that. Unbelievable. You've got to remember, academy football, he plays centre midfield. He played in the middle. Now he goes and plays, you know. And the thing that makes the goal is his run. He's willing to run without the ball. And that's, you know, and for an 18-year-old to be doing that at international level, that's where it's unbelievable. Not the finish. People running, when you're running without the ball and you see that space and you see the picture and you see that Bellingham's got the ball and he's turned, I can make that run. That's cleverness. And at 18 years of age, that is, honestly, it's top draw.
Do you see him as a six-Merce eventually for Arsenal?
Yeah, I do as it goes. I see him playing as a holding midfield player. I do. I think that's where he'll play when he gets a little bit older. He played a lot of time in midfield. Obviously, he isn't playing there now because of the players they've got there at the moment. He's only 18. But that's where I see him playing. When later on in his career, I see him as being a six. I see him, you know, he's a player that you can see him playing for England 70, 80, 90 times. You know,
but could he be England's left back at the World Cup, assuming they get there?
I think so. You know, he's the left back today. You know, as we get up this morning, he's England's left back. Now it's up to him to stay in there. It's a long time, 18 months. A long time in football, 18 months. You know, we look at Cancelo. You know, changed the face of football, coming in from the left, being in midfield. You know, a year later, I didn't even know where he was. You know, and that's how quickly football changes.
I wouldn't bank
so
on
it's
it.
up to him.
I wouldn't bank on it the way the manager set his stall out. He's got no worries about bringing the old guard back in.
No shot. Yeah.
If Luke Shaw gets himself fit, with 100%, in my opinion, he's the best left back we have. He's attacking. He finds the game so easy, but he's always injured.
Ben Chilwell?
Always injured.
Ben Chilwell, Tim?
I think Shaw is ahead of him. But if he gets himself back fit in time for that World Cup, he have no problems putting him in the squad and putting him in the team.
Oh, yeah, no. As you say, he's got to win the World Cup.
He's not interested in developing young players for the future. That's not his remit. His remit is an 18-month contract to win the World Cup. And if you don't do that...
Will that be do you think that could be a challenge for him, though? Because we talked about the togetherness, the relationship that Gareth had with his players. and probably loyalty at times, and everyone wanting to go away, and the team spirit they had at club level. Do you think if Thomas Tuchel is so ruthless at this level, players go, I'm only away for 2 weeks, it could be a little bit different?
I think an international, I think you can manage how you want. I think everyone wants to play for their country. They ain't going to go, say, I ain't going to go because he don't talk to us nicely and he ain't our friend. He ain't there to be their friends. He's there to be respected and he's there to pick a team what's going to win a game. He won't care if they like him or whether they don't like him. There's enough good players in this country to be able to say, well, you don't want to come, you're going to come. You're going to come instead. And you can think about players who have represented the country in the past and are still playing now, like Jordan Henderson. They've got an opportunity to come. Whether they're a kid, they've got an opportunity. I think the kids will get a chance if they're exceptional. Otherwise, I think they get a chance if there's injuries in positions to experienced players. He will go experienced because he wants to win it.
And
I think with the Foden and what he said about Foden and Rashford, I don't think they've got too many more chances.
Right.
I think they probably play this next game. I think he'll go, you know what, I've had a little go at them. Let's see how they respond. If they don't perform in this one, I think he'll go, see you later. And this is what... Everywhere he's not been there very long because he goes in, he don't care about upsetting people, and by the time everybody's had enough of him, he's gone. Yeah. And I think that's what England need. But I'm with Dawes. I still think we'll be sitting here in many years' time thinking what an unbelievable job Gareth Southgate done.
Let's just continue on the theme of Phil Foden. And actually, Tuchel said after the game last night, he called out his 2 wide players, didn't he? Him and Rashford, Clinton, for not making enough of an impact. We can look at the sort of impact he did have in terms of his touch map, Phil Foden, hugging that right-hand side. 2 touches in the Albanian box, didn't create a chance, didn't have a successful dribble even. Clinton, what has happened to last season's Premier League Player of the Year?
But that can happen. That can happen in football. You have your ups and downs. He's never going to be up. He's still at an age where he's still learning the game, Phil Foden. He's a top player. I don't think that's his position. You ask Phil Foden, you ask everyone, you can ask anyone across here. Phil Foden don't want to play in that position. He wants to play.
But where will he play?
10.
Because Bellingham's now the number 10 by the looks of things.
He's not going to play in the number 10.
Once Saka's back in.
Yeah, well, Saka will play on the right-hand side for sure.
Where does Foden fit in then?
Can he go and play on the left-hand side where Marcus Rashford? Then he's got Gordon, he's got Eze, he's got other players. Even Jared Bowen there who can come on and make a difference. So now Phil Foden's probably at the stage in his career where he's going to have a test. Everything was going right for him. We're talking about him being a superstar at Man City. He's not a regular at Man City at the moment, but players can go through. You're never going to go throughout your whole career and be like that, Jules. Yeah. You're going to have ups and downs. Yeah. Phil Foden is on that at the moment. He will come again. He's a talented individual. There's no qualms about that. For me, he's brilliant.
We have not seen the best of Phil Foden in England shirt. I was one of his biggest admirers last year, was calling from all of the Euros. He's got to play. And his performances weren't good enough. And they're not being good enough this year. But we see him last night. I think he has to play in the 10, or he could have played where Curtis Jones plays. Bellingham goes and roams and does whatever. So if Phil Foden goes into the 10, Bellingham can drop back for me. You may as well not play Phil Foden on the right for England, in my opinion. It's a little bit different for Manchester City.
But he does. Man City don't.
No, they don't play like that.
This is the problem. Man City plays so different to everybody else. He comes, everybody else sort of. And the other thing, when you show that map, the kid's an intelligent footballer. He's top draw. He's not going to get the ball out on the right, get doubled up. His brain doesn't tell him, I'm going to beat these 2 players. His brain tells him, I move the ball. You know what I mean? Other players who ain't got a brain will go, I'll go and take them 2 on. And they might beat one, then they'll lose it. Or they might beat them twice, once, and the other 20 times they'll lose it. His brain's not like that. He's a very intelligent footballer. And that's why he gets the ball. No, it ain't on for me to do that. I will pass the ball. And that's why he didn't go past people yesterday. He never got a one-on-one from the halfway line where he can go and attack someone. They're sitting 10 behind the ball.
Let me tell you something. You know what? You talk about Phil Foden. There was another player. He'll be in the England squad soon when he starts playing regular. Jack Grealish. I bet Thomas Tuchel will like someone like a Jack Grealish. He'll go there. He can get on the ball and make. And these are intelligent footballers, like Mer said. They'll be doubled up, but they move the ball ever so well. And everyone says, he wants to play in the 10 row. You've got to adapt your game, because not everyone can fit into it. Gareth tried to. Everyone was screaming, let's put them both in at the same time. No, you've got to adapt your game.
You're only going to see the best of Phil Foden or Jack Grealish when they play as a 10. At the moment, Bellingham's got the shirt. Unless Bellingham drops out, they will not play there. So they're going to have to find a way of playing somewhere else. We saw Grealish's best game he's ever had for England was when Carsley put him in the central, picked up the ball, he was got past people right at the heart of the defence as if they weren't there, seeing passes. Foden could do exactly the same. If you put Bellingham in Foden's position last night, you would have seen the same outcome. So it's going to be very difficult for them. They're fighting for the position, and I think the big man's earned the right. Bellingham has earned the right for that shirt because of what he's done in the tournaments.
And it's hard when they play out this in wide position because there's only one front man, and and Kane's not going to come and show every time. You know, they haven't got that ball flicking round the corner. Do you know what I mean? It's hard. When you used to have two centre forwards, you flick that ball round the corner, go again, move. You haven't got that now. So it is hard. It's not that easy to play for England. You know, people go, oh, they've got to come and they're going to be brilliant. It's hard. And when you're playing 10 at the back, it's you know, you'd rather play against the France and then you'll be a better player. Yeah. You know, playing against teams 10 at the back. So, you know, for me, he's top draw and everybody has bad games.
No denying that Harry Kane's top draw. Final word on the England captain. 70 goals now for his country, Michael. He was speaking, wasn't he, before this game about how he thinks maybe people are bored of him and he felt like he was taken for granted. Was that goal last night proof of why he should not be taken for granted?
He isn't taken for granted, I don't think, in this corner, is it, Tim? We've worked with him, played with him. I mean, he's a role model. He really is. On and off the field, his numbers, his finishing, his work rate. And he was another player that got questioned in the Euros because of the levels that he's produced at club level for many, many years. He's a goal machine. I mean, his goal last night was phenomenal. I mean, the way he brought it down, takes a couple of steps and then guides it into that far post. That just doesn't just come. That comes with hard work, repetition, day in, day out. And you look at him, I was looking at his physique last night at the age of him and go, is he someone who wants to spend hours in the gym? No. What does he want to do? Hours on that training pitch, striking balls, left foot, right foot, headers. He's just exceptional player, and that's why he's captain for us. And
do you know what it is?
I don't like the questions that people guess. He's one of the best strikers
I
ever.
agree. I've retired, Jules, and I still learn of Harry Kane because he's one of the best around. If England didn't have Harry Kane, there's not another striker in world football that can do what he can do in a game. I think he's fantastic. The goal is brilliant. The touch is brilliant. Everyone will sit at home and say, I can do that. He delays. He waits, and then he knows what corner he's going in. Be careful who you're critical of because there's not another striker that can do what he can do. On that note,
that's a nice way to finish it. Yeah, very good. Very powerful. Thank you,
left you
Clint.
silent there, didn't I?
Yeah.
Even Merce was looking at
Left me silent. I'm thinking, what are you learning of him? You don't play anymore.
No, but I'm still learning that. Even football, it's brilliant to watch him. Do you know what I mean?
No. He says that about you, to be fair.
No, he knows off you.
Yeah, when after his career, he wants to get and sit on your seat.
Oh, yeah, well, then he's learning from the best, isn't it?
He said he won't wear that gear.
Right, let's crack on. We're going to stay with the England theme, though, because we saw Jordan Pickford start for England last night. One of his quieter nights, didn't he? Won his 74th cap, though, and has overtaken World Cup winning goalkeeper Gordon Banks. Ahead of the game, he sat down with Harriet Pryor to look at some career highlights in the Sticker Book Challenge.
Jordan, welcome to the Sticker Book Challenge. In front of you, you've got your very own sticker page with some big questions from your football career. All we want you to do is pick your favourite sticker from each category to pop down. Make sense?
Yeah, got it.
OK, first up, we have got save. So we want to know which out of these has been your favourite save so far.
Everton versus Liverpool, Hendo's save. Mendy's save against Leicester versus Chelsea, Azpilicueta. Uribe versus Colombia 2018 World Cup. This one was a good save, but they scored straight after on the corner.
Yeah, that never got the replay, did it, on the broadcast?
Yeah.
Annoying moment.
Yeah, annoying, but I think it's an easy one, isn't it? I know it won Save of the Year as well, so I'll go with that.
Is it an easy one?
Yeah.
Talk me through why.
I just think that the moment in the game we were 1-0 up, and you know the situation we were in at the time, we were scrambling for results, and it was a key. I think it was around about the 80th minute. It was a key moment, and yeah, just a lot of technical work went into that because I had to change a lot of footwork. So we scrambled from, I think it was Mounty, I think it was Mace's shot, hit the post, come out, and to get across the goal, but change me direction like that was quite good.
So this one then, for the context, for the save itself, going into your first spot?
Yeah.
Your favourite save so far? You're going precise with the sticking down.
Yeah, my son makes me do them at home, so all of them makes me do them.
You practice with this?
Yeah, there's the first one done.
Next up then, we've got icons. We want to know which out of these England number ones you think